So you might have heard that I have like the weirdest resume in the entire music industry. It's true. But this year I am nominated for a Grammy officially by name for my 8th time. And it's my 59th participating Grammy nomination. So I'm racking them up this year for engineering on Taylor Swift's Midnight's album. Oh, thank you, Taylor. Thank you, Jack Antonoff. Thank you, Laura Sisk. Laura Sisk worked on 4 Album of the Year nominations. She is a 4-time nominee this year. That is surreal. Congrats, Laura. Mixing Night Community. We have a great show to close the year out tonight. We really dialed in Datmo Studio A here. It is super immersive with audio and video, as you can see. And we've been running production and mixing sessions now for a couple months in here with a steady stream of killer artists coming through to create with me. I mean, just heaven for me. Just absolute heaven. So for those that don't know, I moved back to my hometown area in Maz, lay down. Come on, lay down. You should be the happiest clam on planet Earth. Lay down. Lay down. 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 Good girl. There you go. So I moved back to my original hometown in Ohio last year for several reasons, but mostly because I don't need to be in a metropolis anymore to work at the top levels of the music industry, and we're super happy out here. But I do miss New York City, I can't lie. Best city on planet Earth, and I've been everywhere, and I love New York City. You can see from tonight's show agenda. What's up, Bae? What's going on? Where do you want to go with that bone? I thought you would sit down and calm down. Tonight's show is just stacked to the ceiling. The critiques tonight are going to be a ton of fun. I'm breaking that up into 2 different sections tonight, doing about 6 of them in all pre-submitted, so don't send me anything. And I'm showing you on the DAW how I would improve your submissions. So I'm critiquing and improving your work. I hope anyway. We'll see. We've also added a Mixing Night Mythbusters segment to the show where I dispel common mixing mistakes that I see happening all the time. And I mean, like, you know, I get sessions sent to mix all the time, and I see rough mixes and the same mistakes over and over. I'm going to dispel some myths tonight. I'm sprint mixing a 53-piece live orchestra with vocal in a few minutes. That's going to be super intense. Forrest Gump and Walter Mitty strike again. Hey, Forrest. New tonight, I can see you on the chat roll now. Ah! Yes, you're going to be like right there in my left, up on my wall on the chat roll in real time, and I will be able to interact with you. So hold your questions. You guys talk amongst yourselves all night. Have a great time. Our community rocks. But hold your questions until the dedicated Q&A time, and then fire away on the chat roll, and I'll try and answer them in real time best I can. If you're watching but you're not logged into the chat roll, see if you can get on. So we've always wanted to do that. I'm super excited. It's going to be much more interactive. Maz, relax, bae. Relax. Lay down. I think she wants to take that bone somewhere and hide it. Also tonight, we're having an art showcase for my favorite living Kenny Wayne Alexander. He combines art, music, and motion into breathtaking mixed media pieces. His work has been featured in major museums. You get a glimpse of it right there. He's just absolutely stunning. So his work has been featured in museums, major art galleries, and in Everyday Americana. I'm really proud to showcase his work tonight. It looks stunning in here. And I want you all to follow Kenny Wayne on Instagram at Artwork of Alexander. Instagram, Artwork of Alexander. Follow him, everybody, please. And if you are an art collector, I'm telling you right now, scoop his shit up right now. And because I think he's going to be like the next Andy Warhol or Beeple or something like that. I really think he's that brilliant. Anyway, right now we just posted a link in the description to enter, right down there, to enter a live giveaway tonight for Schwab Digital's famous Gold Clip. Yeah, we're giving away Gold Clip tonight, live. And so at the end of tonight's live stream, I'm giving it away. So if you're catching the restream, sorry, but this is going to start being a real regular thing. I'm going to start giving away maybe 1 or 2 or 3 plugins a night every show. to everybody who shows up live. So there you go. So we're giving away a gold clip later. It's going to be awesome. I showed you guys tips and tricks on gold clip on the last broadcast. Super cool. And I've been using it on mixing like crazy. Time to sprint mix an orchestra for a spy and a trailer boss? What? Welcome to Mixing Night. I'm Ken Lewis, and it's going to be a really fun night. Stick around, but right now, please join me in singing happy birthday to Mazzy. She is truly the star of the show, and she turns 11 today. Today is her birthday. You would swear she's 6 years old. I took her for a 1.5 mile walk today. She wore my ass out. So, Mazzy, Maz, hey, Mazzy, hey, lay down. Oh my goodness, where'd your bone go? Maz, where'd your bone go? Happy birthday to Maz. Happy birthday to Maz. Happy birthday, dear Mazzy. Happy birthday to you. She's a crazy pooch. So I'm about to sprint mix, but why sprint mixing, Ken? What's the point? Is it so you can just get your work done and go have fun and forget about work? No, it's not like that at all. Sprint mixing kind of trains your instincts and your how you interpret the music coming out of the speakers. And sprint mixing trains you to turn your brain off and react to the music and not the tech. And to drive that point home, I got a great text this week from Eric Iverson, friend of the show and friend. And Eric texted me, he says, I just wanted to thank you. I took your advice and got some faders. An old Control 24, but I'm able to turn my screens off, turn my tech brain off, as you say, and just mix without worrying about the plugins. This has made all the difference in the world for me. My shit is fire now. I just had to trust my instincts all along. Thank you. Well, Eric, thank you very much for sending that to me. Honestly, like, when we get things like that, that's the reason that we do Mixing Night. We don't monetize the show, we don't make a dime off of it, and we put a ton of prep into it because we just love delivering a great show for you guys, and we're really thankful that you're all tuning in, especially for our last show of the year, the Christmas Mazzy show. We got our Christmas tree back there. You can't really see them, but we have LOLCOMP and greenhouse ornaments all over it. Lori's super creative. We're going to have Lori's going to give you a night before Christmas speech again tonight, poem, I should say. But right now, let me fire up the sprint mix. This is Cliff Sims, who I've been friends with since long before he worked in the White House and as Deputy Director #2 at the CIA, and now runs his own humongous company down in Birmingham, Alabama. And I endearingly call him Forrest Gump because I've never met anybody with as crazy a life story as his. Absolutely fascinating and one of the best humans I know. Love you, Cliff. And here is, actually, side note, never seen a White Christmas. I co-wrote this song. And me and Michael Moss, the movie trailer boss, me and Michael are obscene stealers. And this was the first thing that me and Michael ever did together. This was a live orchestra, 53 pieces. And after this, me and Michael were like, man, we love working with each other. Let's do something else. So we just started kind of collaborating more, and it led to kicking off Obscene Stealers, and here we are. All right, sprint mixing. 10 minutes on the clock. Where is the timer? Smart timer countdown. It is Mixing Night. Thank you for joining us. It has absolutely been nuts. But woo, sorry, but we're and remaining nuts. But we are loving it here. All right, it's Mixing Night. This is the sprint mix. Sorry for blowing your ears out. these are all totally real. All live instrumentation, 53-piece orchestra. Feel that low end. One instrument can round out the entire orchestra. Listen to that tuba. Of course I didn't start the timer. Damn it. I'm gonna go down to about 4 minutes and wing it. Come on. Why didn't the timer start? It's alright. I'm just gonna mix this. Frosty, but he wouldn't stay. On Christmas, what am I missing? Frosty, but he wouldn't stay. Another snow way to his grave on Christmas. What am I missing? Dreaming from we could build Frosty, but he wouldn't stay. The snowman melts away to his grave on Christmas. What am I missing? Dreaming from we could build Frosty, but he wouldn't stay. Another snowman melts away to his grave on Christmas. What am I missing? Umbrellas and boots in the rain. I'd rather a scarf and ice skates on Christmas. Winter wishing.
wish it would freeze. The top of my wish list, always been far away from the fires. And all my B's into A's on Christmas. Am I on your good list? Dreaming from my TV screen. I never seen a white Christmas set. The top of my wish list, always been far away from the cold winter days. I wish it would freeze. I wish it would freeze. Wish it would freeze. I've never. I wish it were 20 below and we could make angels and snow on Christmas. I keep wishing
Iced coffee.
we could build Frosty, but he wouldn't stay. Another snowman melts away to his grave on Christmas. What am I missing? Dreaming from my TV screen. I've never seen a white Christmas. I always feel like I'm missing out. Never seen Santa's sleigh. I only got sunny days. It's evergreen. I've never seen a white Christmas. It's at the top of my wish list. Always been far away from the cold winter days. I wish it would freeze. Umbrellas and boots in the rain. I'd rather a scarf and ice skates on Christmas.
Boy, this feels really nice to me.
Winter wishing. Sipping hot cocoa with fires ablaze. Oh Santa, please turn all my B's into A's on Christmas. Am I on your good list? Dreaming from my TV screen. It's at the top of my wish list.
Boy, that's one of my favorites I've ever co-written. That's such a Christmas classic. Cliff Sims, Never Seen a White Christmas, and the boys from Alabama, so he didn't for a long time, probably. All right, on with the show. On to good news announcements. So it turns out this year that I am a official Grammy nominee. It's my 8th official nomination, my 59th participating nomination, but This year is Dominic Ravinius's very first participating Grammy nomination for playing drums on 3 songs on Taylor Swift Midnights, and Jonathan Garcia's participating nominations for Assistant Engineer on 3 songs on Taylor Swift Midnights, baby. We're also up for Best Pop Vocal Album, but the one that I would get a statue for if it wins, please, please, please. Taylor Swift, Midnights, Album of the Year. If you're a Grammy voter, please cast a vote for Taylor. If anybody deserves it, man, she certainly does. What a year she's had. It's just been tremendous. And the other good news stuff, I can't see it, so I can't remember the artist that Dom produced, but Dom just snagged another huge K-pop production. That dude is racking up the K-pop hits. Like, y'all don't sleep on Dominic Ravinius. That dude is a beast. And then I just mixed a New Jeans single for some drama called My Demon. The song is called Our Night is More Beautiful Than Your Day. And I just recently did a Jungkook mix, and Jungkook just got a big award last night in Korea. I can't remember what it was, but I posted it up on my Insta. So congrats, Jungkook. What a year. This year is closing so strong. It's just ridiculous. All right. We're going to go to DAW Tricks. Can you guys fire up DAW Tricks? Or do I have to? What DAW Tricks am I even going to show? Jeez, I don't even know what I'm going to show for DAW Tricks. Hang on. I can show White Christmas. Yeah, I can do that. All right, DAW Tricks is... I don't know if you guys saw the cool graphic in the booth. If you haven't, play it. All right. I am going to show you DAW Tricks. So I've got like my top 10. Okay, this is DAW Tricks. Top 10 Pro Tools key commands. Number 10, F2 slip mode. So when I set my keyboard up, I set it up so that if I just have my left hand over the F keys and F2 goes into slip, and I can just click anywhere off grid, and I can highlight anything off grid in slip mode. So that's F2. Number 9, F4 is grid mode. So I'm constantly back and forth between grid and slip. F2, F4, F2, F4. Number 8, strip silence. Man, this is a much needed one. I think I've already strip silenced this one, but I'll show you. So strip silence is Command U. So you highlight a region, and then you Command U, and then you set your strip silence threshold. I usually set my strip silence threshold at -88 and a little over 100 milliseconds. What's going on? Sorry, some alarm's going off. Is that, oh, how'd that happen? Okay. Sorry about the alarm. I think I just found it. Okay. Okay, so back to strip silence. My strip silence settings are strip silence threshold -88. There ain't almost anything on planet Earth down below that you're gonna hear in a mix. Strip duration, I keep it a half second. Clip start, 100 milliseconds. Clip end, 1200 to like 2000 milliseconds, depending on if there are light reverb trails. If there are reverb trails, then I'll lengthen the clip end pad. But if it's like a dry vocal or a dry sound, then I'll shorten it at about a second. Number 7, Command Shift G toggles groups on and off. So if I have these grouped, which is Command G, that's a freebie. Command G is group whatever you have selected. And then Command Shift G toggles that group on and off. So right now, it's on, I click 1, everything mutes and unmutes, toggle Command Shift G, and you are ungrouped. So this is super convenient if like you need to move everything in tandem, but all of a sudden you need to, you know, move your kick drum separate from the rest of your drum kit. So you just Command Shift G and move your kick drum, and then Command Shift G again, and it unlocks and then relocks. That's how that works. Number 6, Command D. Command D. Duplicate section. So here's I'll do it on the vocal so you can see it. I write, no, that's, yeah, Command, well, is that same thing? Command D. No. Oh, I see what that, oh, sorry, I'm a freaking idiot. I usually do this on grid mode. So if I wanted to loop, say, that 4 bars, I would highlight that 4 bars, and then I would Command D and see what happens. See, it just pastes it right after it. And again, and I can paste it forever and ever and ever, and it will just loop that section. So if you know how to loop in Logic, this is kind of a completely different way to loop. I like this way way better. Okay, number 5, escape tool selection toggle. How? Oh, yeah, I see. So the escape tool, you can see the escape tool selection toggle goes through all of those things. I tend to work never in that. My assistants love this bracketed shit. It drives me nuts. I'm constantly misclicking. I almost always work in that one or that one or that one. And then if I have to fix waveforms or something, then I'll go to that one. Okay. Number 4, right-click on the track opens sublist. So if you highlight a track and then you right-click, which is my bottom on this controller, right-click on a track opens a sublist, and which I never knew about for years, like years. So when you right-click on this, the whole sublist opens. If you have a magic mouse, right-click is upper right corner, and it gives you all sorts of, you know, added stuff right at your fingertips. Then number 3, nudge left and nudge right. You need to be in slip to nudge. So F2 is slip, and then I'll highlight a region, and then it's, you see it nudging up on the top, and the other way. Da, 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 da. So that'll completely change the timing. So we're gonna put that back, and we're gonna strip silence and put it back to where it was so that we can resave this. And then the number 2 is R and T for zoom in, zoom out. R zooms out, T zooms in. That's how you do that. And then these, if you didn't know, are the waveform expand and contract. And those appear zoom controls. Those are zoom controls under this little character right here. And then number 1 is Command S, save. You should be Command S saving all the time. That should just be common. Command save once every minute or two. It should just be like muscle memory. But the other thing that you should do is, if you go to, where is it? I think it's in Pro Tools Preferences, Operation, Enable Session File Auto Backup. I set this to every minute, so I never even have to ever think about it, and it saves my 99 most recent snapshots. So I can always get back in time to, if I make a mistake, I can just go back. If it crashes, I can just go back. I haven't lost anything. I've lost 30 seconds. So that's how you do that. So that's the top 10 DAW tricks. And
20 below, we can make angels in snow on Christmas.
God, I love that song. I wonder if... come on. Let me show you a LOLCOMP trick while I got you. So, the 2 smoothest compressors on LOLCOMP are the LOL chain, the first one, and the punch chain. The LOL chain is fast attack, fairly fast release. This is slow attack, faster release, or fast-ish release. So if this sounds a little bit too squashy or you're losing your transients, you can go to the punch chain, the kangaroo chain, and get them all back and that initial transient is going to slip through, and then LOLCOMP is going to clamp down on it and push everything else forward and keep everything nice and solid and coherent. I usually use punch chain on things like drums, so I'm going to try both chains on the timpani, and then I'm going to A/B and see what I like best. So the brilliant thing about LOLCOMP is so much is going on under the hood as you turn the dial on each of these 5 different chains. Are completely different processes happening under the hood. So you can choose a chain and dial it in, and then you can check and see if any of the other chains just hit you in a better way. So let's give it a go. I'm going to try the punch chain at first. If you want to make it really bass heavy, you can levitate left. If you want to thin it out, levitate right. This is a tilt. You know, let me show you something on vocals as well. I do the same type of a thing on vocals all the time. So if you you know, a lot of times you start your vocal and it's just a little too bass heavy and not quite bright and brilliant enough on top. So let me find it. Yeah, okay. Why don't I hear it? Bear with me. There it is. Okay.
I've never seen a white Christmas. I always feel like I'm missing out.
So this is a little bit bass heavy and a little not bright enough. So I'm going to go pre. So before I hit compression, I'm going to tilt, levitate to the right.
Never seen a white Christmas. I always feel like I'm missing out. Never seen Santa's sleigh, only got sunny days.
So that when I start pushing into compression, it works even smoother. And I can see, I'm going to back off the waveform because this thing is screaming loud. Oh, I see why. Huh.
Never seen a white Christmas. I always feel like I'm missing out. Never seen Santa's sleigh, only got sunny days. It's evergreen.
So this is tilted slightly right, so I'm taking a little bit of the bass off and I'm brightening up the top without touching an EQ.
Never.
And you see the gain reduction, I'm just getting a little bit of reduction on him. He's already compressed, so, you know, I'm not really trying to super over compress him again. And then Awaken, speaking of Taylor Swift, if anybody hasn't noticed yet, our Awaken bands are called Lavender and Haze. And the reason for that is that me and Dom Ravinius, founder of Mixing Night with me and Lori, worked on Lavender Haze together, and that's what we're Grammy nominated for. So that's a little Easter egg in the plugin. Haze is the air band. This just opens up the tippy top.
Never seen a white Christmas. I always.
And then if you need a little bit of extra push, just touch the mash.
Never seen a white Christmas. I always feel.
This vocal doesn't need it, but it's the mash is great at really evening things out. Now, one other thing, this is going to be a hard concept to understand, but when you're recording vocals, my vocal setting when I'm recording is something like this. And I'm compressing, this is monitoring. I'm not recording through this. I'm listening through this in real time while I sing or while I have the artist sing. And what I'm doing is basically I'm super compressing them so that a whisper and a scream are about the same volume in their headphones. So they can sing as soft and delicate as they possibly want to. Or scream as loud as they want, and both are going to be equal in their headphones, and this gives them the ability to work the dynamics of a performance as much as they want. It's revolutionary. You should really try it. And they never lose themselves in the mix, and they never get too loud. So hopefully that makes sense to you. I'm going to move on to Q&A live. So I can't see it yet. Where's... I can't control... There it is. Okay, fire away with your questions on the chat roll. I can see you all live right now, and this is so cool. We worked so hard on this, and when I say we, I mean Nolan and Jonathan. So we have the chat roll up there, and let's see what everybody's saying. I see Dom and Dylan Wissing and Josh S. and MBI. How you feeling, bro? I hope you're doing good, man. DeFingas is on vacation in some remote location, having the time of his life, I hope. Can you put the chat over far left? I can't see it as well right there. Unless you can't see it on the broadcast, then I can read it there just fine. Let's see. There we go. D. Lopez asks, what is the key trick as you mix in not getting the overall level of the orchestra overwhelmingly loud in comparison to LUFS and I don't understand that, but not getting the orchestra too loud. So I start my mix with the volume knob all the way up, so that as I push up the faders, I'm pushing up in order to get the same feeling in my chest, in my ears, and musically, I'm pushing the fader up to like -30 or -20. And if you start with your volume at like halfway, you're out of the gate pushing your fader up to, -5 or -0. And guess what? You're out of headroom in no time flat. You have nowhere to go. And then you got to figure out how to turn everything down and try again. So that's... I think hopefully that answers that. Flamio asks, hey, why don't we have LOLCOMP ornaments for seasonal merch? Well, maybe next year. We had to order those from a special site. Tease Worldwide, hey, what's poppin' to you, Tease? Chris Acosta asks, hey Ken, what's on your master channel nowadays? Any new plugins? I recently tried this new one from, is it Music Hack? Music Hack Master Plan V10. Pretty good. I like it. It's a pretty simple box, and it does some interesting stuff. The, low boost, high boost, loudness, width, a little bit of shaping tools here, and a little bit of control over those shaping tools. Sounds pretty good. Fab Filter Pro L2 is almost always on the mix chain. UAD, Varimu, almost always, Manly Varimu almost always lives on my chain, unless I'm mixing like boom bap hip hop or drum heavy hip hop that really needs to breathe and that low end needs to just thump, and then the Manly is a little bit too grabby for that kind of stuff. But almost anything else, the Manly's awesome. And the UAD Pultec Pro Legacy is probably my favorite EQ of all time. It just gives me this 3D-ness that you guys will hear it later when I do critiques in like a minute or 5. All right, who else is firing away here? Thailand for 3 weeks, MBI. That sounds fun. Send pictures, dude. The 10% asks, hey Ken, what is your target vocal recording level? Not distorting. That's it. So before a vocalist ever walks into my studio, the microphone is completely dialed in and ready to go, so that they stand behind the microphone, I hit record, and I capture the first performance. They may not even know that they're being recorded, and they may give you a different performance because it's like no pressure. And but how I do that is usually I'll put the microphone right here, or Jonathan will. He does this nowadays for me, and we dial in. We have my mic pre and my compressor down there. It's a Groove Tubes. I use a Sony C800G, a vintage one. Sounds incredible. into a Groove Tubes Viper mic pre. It's got 8 tubes. You don't use them all at once, but you can select between them. Into a Thermionic Culture, the Phoenix, which is more tubes. It's a very mute compressor. Love that on vocals. And into the Cush Clariphonic, an original one that opens up the top end, even on a C800, beautifully. Although I think the newer ones are brighter than mine. And then into converters. So that's my basic vocal chain. And so I'll set all of that up before the artist gets here, and then I'll dial in the headphones just like I was talking about a minute ago with using LOLCOMP. That's what I use, and LOLCOMP has reverb as well, so you can, here's my settings, I think, yeah. So the mic will come in, and then, Then if you need reverb, you can 5 different reverb selections here and more or less. You can even use reverb. You got to select mono to stereo on the monitor so that you can get stereo reverb in the headphones. But it's super low latency. Look, the delay, I don't know if you can see this there, but the delay is 76 ticks, or like 76 samples, which is like faster than you can blink. So this is super low latency. You can use a ton of instances of LOLCOMP. Anyway, back to the questions. Let's see. What does your usual chain look like for mastering? My mastering chain always, Nick Drive asks, what does your usual chain look like for mastering? Also, what's your target LUFS for pop, bright sounding? So first of all, I never think about LUFS, ever, never. LUFS is completely meaningless to me until I get into Atmos land. I look at RMS, and I set my final RMS at the loudest. I go to the loudest section of the song, and whatever my mastering chain is, I dial in my RMS to somewhere between -7 and -10 RMS at my loudest section, depending on style of music and what I'm going for. If it's EDM, I might push it to -6. If it's super bass heavy, I might push it to -6. So those are my RMS targets, not my LUFS targets. But my mastering chain changes constantly. I master on Dutch and Dutch 8Cs, which are just brilliant speakers. God, they're awesome. I got the Dutch and Dutches down in Studio B. I've got 914 Atom Audio Immersive all set up in here, dialed in immaculately. God, this room sounds just incredible. So it's Atom Audio up here, Dutch and Dutch downstairs. Man, it's we got some monitoring here, boy. Let's see. I don't know if I know. Let's see. Do you submix when it comes to large? Jimmy Daly asks, "Hey Ken, do you submix when it comes to large sessions?" I usually don't bounce down and submix. I'll subgroup. I won't submix. There was a time where I submixed, and this might be your question because computers used to be a lot slower. So, like for instance, when I mixed Danity Kane Damaged, which was like 2008 on a cheese grater Mac, and it was 179 tracks and super slow computers, and I spent like the first 14 hours of the mix blending and grouping and bouncing stacks and stacks of vocals down to stereo pairs to get the mix down enough so the computer would even play the entire thing back. So yes, when you have to, whatever you got to do. But nowadays, my computer's fast enough where stupid track counts and loads of plugins are usually not a problem. Trick when tracking vocals. Eric Iverson, hey Eric, asks, "Hey Ken, can you show your limiter trick when tracking vocals?" This is it. I don't know if maybe that comment was late, but this is it. We record the vocal chain clean with compression, but not heavy compression. The Thermionic, which is a beautiful compressor, super transparent and light, and just a little control on the way in, and then the artist hears in their headphones that signal going through LOLCOMP, me squashing the fuck out of it, both with the compression dial and the mash, which is another limiter stage, and then setting your final output to here and your fader. And what that does, again, one more time, is it reduces the singer's dynamic range that they hear in their headphones to like 0. So a whisper and a fucking scream sound exactly the same volume relatively in their headphones. And what that does for them is it allows the artist to open up dynamically in ways that most of them have never been able to, because you're either in a rehearsal room screaming over top of the band to even hear yourself, or the same thing, you're recording yourself and your music is way too loud and you're up and over the music and then under the music and over the music and under the music, and this locks you right in, and wherever your dynamics are, you're good. One more question and I'm going to get on with the show. Josh S. asks, hey Ken, any tips for overall loudness versus dynamics on cinematic and orchestral work? That's really tough because by nature that's just super dynamic stuff. But I will say that on Never Seen a White Christmas, I ended up adding a ton of low-end energy to especially like the double basses and the Decatree and the tuba maybe. And let those really round out the orchestra. And until I added that bass component, the orchestra sounded good. Like if you hadn't heard it with all the bass, you'd be like, oh, that sounds good. But then the bass comes in, you're like, oh shit, this is like full range and epic. And you know, you just got to really listen to how everything, especially with an orchestra, how everything interacts with everything else, because there's bleed on all of the microphones and you just have to deal with it. And, you know, you can't carve too much, so you just do what you can. All right, I'm going to get back to the show. Who knew that I have a podcast? I got invited to be a part of this awesome podcast. We're 14, 15 episodes in, called Faders of the Lost Art. That's right, Faders of the Lost Art. It's 5 top pro mixers. Me, Dave Pensato. Are you fucking kidding me? Me, Dave Pensato, Bob Horn, Nico Hamui, and Fareed Salama are Faders of the Lost Art. Check out our podcast. I think our next episode features Paul Wolf, legendary Paul Wolf from API. And we've had Stephen Slade on. We've had John Marie Horvat, who's one of my favorite mixers on planet Earth. And man, it's such a fun show. But tonight is mixing night. All right, so now I'm going to go to Kenny Wayne Alexander, the artwork of Alexander. If we can put that up on my wall in front of me. So I coordinated with Kenny before the broadcast, and I called him and I screen recorded our conversation, and turned out it had no sound. So, I'll summarize as best I can. Kenny's been he's been an artist since he was 4 years old. He mostly works in mixed media, and he mixes art and music and motion together. He's been doing it for over a decade. The stuff that, like, the stuff that you see regular, commonplace nowadays, he created that long before there were tools that you should have been able to create this stuff with it. He's just got a really brilliant artistic vision. He's getting into immersive art now, and I cannot wait to see what he does with it. So you can find Kenny Wayne Alexander at Instagram at Artwork of Alexander, Instagram Artwork of Alexander, or his website is also artworkofalexander.com. So please check him out, share his work with your friends, tag people and show his Insta. He's really brilliant. And hopefully you guys can see the new control room, Thatmo Studio A, in all of its glory with 9 of Kenny's best works. I don't know about best works. I think they're all the best works. So I would never rate one over the other, but certainly all of these are the stuff that really just catches me. I just love this stuff. I have an original artwork from Kenny hanging on my wall in my front foyer. It's one of my prized possessions. And you can find Kenny's artwork all over the world. I think he told me it's in 30 countries now. He's been shown in Paris, Miami, all over the place. The Brooks Museum in Memphis, Tennessee. Kenny is from Memphis, Tennessee. The Brooks Museum in Memphis, Tennessee shows Kenny Wayne's work. And he's been in galleries all over the world. He also designed a beer can. I forget what it was. We were talking about it, but he designed a beer can for, I think, the Diamondbacks, and it was like in stores for a year and a half where he lived. And I mean, can you imagine? That just must be so cool to be able to touch Americana with your art, especially beer drinkers, because man, you know, those people need some art in their lives. I'm a beer drinker and I love some art. Okay, so can you guys show those the 9 panels over 3 minutes in the control room? Guys, we put together a little stream of, oh, we can't? Can we get that together while we're showing something else and maybe run it up here, or did it just not come together? Man, listen to Mazzy going to town on that. Maz, happy birthday, Maz. Oh, the audio didn't come. Can we show it without audio? Sorry, we're coordinating here. So my A room and B room are nowhere near each other. They're like 100 feet at least apart, and we're running the broadcast control room is in Studio B. I hope they're showing themselves on camera occasionally. They got a crazy setup down there. And I'm up in my new That Most Studio A. And to say that it's been a challenge to figure out how to tie the 2 rooms together for broadcast would be an understatement. I hope that this is going really smoothly tonight. Sorry for the late start, but that's the way it goes in live broadcast. But my guys have all worked so hard on this show. The whole team, Jonathan and Nolan, Dominic, Kyle, who else? We got 2 new interns from BOCES Performing Arts High School in Long Island, and I will shout them out on the next show, but you guys have been a great addition. Also, actually, one of the things that they're doing is chapterizing our broadcast. So if you're ever watching in the future and you want to find the coolest places in the broadcast really quickly, go to the description app, like the next day after the show, or the next week after the show, depending on how fast we are. And you can, there's launch buttons with descriptions. So it's like, oh, the artwork of Alexander is here. Click, and you're right there onto the broadcast. You can check this out on any of the previous broadcasts. And don't forget, we're giving away Gold Clip in about 45 minutes, maybe 50. We started a little bit late. But the link to enter the Gold Clip giveaway is in the description of the broadcast you are watching right now. It's right down there. Go get it. Go enter. And then I think around 10 o'clock or 10:15, we started a little bit late, I'm going to give it away. I showed Gold Clip on the show last time. Been using it on a ton of mixes, and I really, really like it. And it's just like it's a clipper. So the Gold Clip basically perfectly models the Lavery Gold A to D clipper of legend. So check it out, and we're going to give one away in a few. But right now, unfortunately, we couldn't sync the music up, but so whenever Kenny creates one of these brilliant motion art things, he always makes a beat with it and marries the beat with the art. And for some reason, we can't play the audio, but we can play you. So I'm going to play you just 3 minutes of Kenny's art for you to enjoy, and hopefully it connects with you as strongly as it does with me. Let's roll Kenny Wayne Alexander, artwork of Alexander. You guys roll it? Was the artwork of Alexander. Please share his IG with your friends and tell your rich art collectors about him, and let's get him famous. My God, he's so brilliant. Okay, I'm gonna go to critiques. Critiques. So I think I'm gonna do 5 or 6 critiques tonight. I'm gonna break it up into first half, second half. First one I'm going to do was submitted by Chris Howard. I believe the artist is F4. A dope artist, actually. I really like him. All these are really good, actually. I think he wanted me to critique everything. So I'll just play it for you, and then I'll talk about it. Actually, I'm going to take my schmutz off of it. Yep. Okay, I got my schmutz off of it.
Either way we go, the path is long. I got 100 different reasons I can't go on. And baby, I just keep repeating the same damn song. I need to turn this off, turn this off. Please explain the meaning and write this off. Your lips are the only thing I'm reading, your words so soft. And maybe I'm the one defeated, the one who's lost. But baby, I'm not gone, I'm not gone. Lights off, another secret that they keeping in the dark. They'll let you in if you can learn to play a part. You're messing up, you should've known it from the start. Lights on, you can see it when you look them in the eyes. It's an angel or the devil in disguise. You're losing time, you'll pay the fee, you'll pay the price. Cigarettes and cocaine, blood stains on my denim, holes on my heart, on my soul, I can feel them. This whiskey leave me empty like the bottle in my hand. When history repeats again, I hope you understand. Either way we go, the path is long. I got 100 different reasons I can't go on. And baby, I just keep repeating the same damn song. I need to turn this off, turn this off. Please explain the meaning and write this off. Your lips are the only thing I'm reading, your words so soft. And maybe I'm the one defeated, the one who...
Dope mix. I don't think you need to change anything. The only things that I would probably change a little bit, I think that you're a little bit too bass heavy, and I think the way that I would address that, I fired up a master desk on this, and then I tilted to the left. So this foundation on master desk is a tilt as well. So let me just run through the paces and show you what I did. I'm gonna go to the loud sections.
I need to turn this off, turn this off. Please explain the meaning and write this off. Your lips are the only thing I'm reading, your words so soft. And maybe I'm the one defeated, the one who's lost. But baby, I'm...
So you see what foundation does. So because this mix is coming in hot, it's like -6, so that's screaming hot. You know, Drake has some -6 level records. I'm not saying it's unheard of, but I would tilt a little bit to the left, brighten it up, and take a little bit of that sub off of it. I don't think you need quite that much, and it's going to sound perceptually a little bit louder.
I need to turn this off, turn this off. Please explain the meaning and write this off. Your lips are the only thing I'm reading, your words so soft. And maybe I'm the one defeated, the one who's lost. But baby, I'm not gone, I'm not gone. This fake reality between you and me, I'm in a place I'm not supposed to be.
I mean, you're already limited, so I'm not going to limit it any further, but perceptually to me, I don't really feel like I lost any bass, but I feel like the entire mix just got a little clearer and a little brighter, and a little more like present. I can understand the vocal and the detail of the instrumentation, but I still have that heavy, heavy bass. And let's see where it's coming in on the RMS now.
I need to turn this off, turn this off. Please explain the meaning and write this off. Your lips are the only thing I'm...
Damn, I got room to push now. So I'm gonna leave that up, and I'm gonna open up Master Desk and push a little bit and see what happens.
I need to turn this off, turn this this off. Please explain the meaning and write this off. Your lips the only thing I'm reading. Your words so soft. And maybe I'm the one defeated, the one who's lost. But baby, I'm not gone. I'm not.
That sounds a little overcompressed to me. I would probably back off the tilt to maybe 7 or 6.
I need to turn this off.
Right now, I'm just trying to compete with his record, but perceptually, I don't even think you need to. I think I would turn it down a little bit.
I need to turn this off. Turn this off. Please explain the meaning and write this off.
See, his mix on the RMS is louder than my mix. Perceptually, my mix is louder than his mix because I trimmed off a little bit of that sub weight. The sub pushes RMS harder than anything else other than maybe the lead vocal sometimes, depending on your lead vocal level. So if you just trim off a little bit of that sub, if you can give it up, if you don't want, if you need that sub, have it. Just live with it. But if you don't, then here's the end result. Just a little bit louder, a little more present.
I need to turn this off. Turn this off. Please explain the meaning and write this off. Your lips the only thing I'm reading. Your words so soft. And maybe I'm the one defeated, the one who's lost. But baby, I'm not gone. I'm not gone. This is the reality between you and me. I'm in a place I'm not supposed to be. I got anxiety in my anxiety.
Just a little extra compression push, a little foundational tilt brighter, and we're locked in. Now, production, I think the record might be a little slow out of the gate. We're in a TikTok world, and I feel like if you don't get to the meat of the record pretty fast, unless you have a built-in fan base, then you're maybe risking fewer streams and fewer listens. Because you gotta remember, you're not Drake. Nobody but Drake is Drake. Drake can get away with a 1-minute intro if he wants, but is somebody who has never heard you in their entire life, when your song comes on, are they going to sit through your intro? And I'm not saying... Let's see.
Either way,
14 seconds. If you have a fan base that'll wait for it, no problem at all. If you don't, I would start it.
either way we go, the path is long. I got 100 different reasons I can't go.
I would start it right there. To me, that's captivating as fuck. Right out the gate, I'm in. I'm like, okay, next song, what is this one gonna be?
Either way we go, the path is long. I got 100 different reasons I can't go on. And baby, I just keep repeating the same damn song. I need to turn this off, turn this off. Please explain the meaning.
I don't think you need a double chorus in the beginning. I would probably go straight to the verse right there. You've introduced the chorus, they get the flow of it, they probably understand like, oh, okay, that's the chorus. Then go straight to the verse.
They'll let you in if you can learn to play a part.
And then keep the rest of the arrangement the same. But to me, like, we get caught up in making the records that connect with us, and we've heard it 500 times before we finish a record, and we know all of the little details and intricacies and every little sound that comes in everywhere, and our ears can pick them all out. But somebody listening for the very first time, as a new listener who doesn't know who you are or isn't familiar with your music, nowadays, you only get a few seconds to really catch them. And if you catch them the first few seconds, then you might hold them for the first 30. And then if you got them for the first 30, you might get them for a minute or 3. But, TikTok, they say now the average scroll on TikTok is under 5 seconds. So if you don't catch them in 5 seconds, you're not catching them. I would start it right here.
Either way we go, the path is long.
To me, that's captivating. It's dope right out of the gate. I'm in. All right, next critique is Boo Thang from Dreamer. Let's give it a listen. Same thing about the intro. And I like intros, but A new person is not going to listen to this.
See you in the spot, can be my boo. And when I slide up to your side, you see how fast you move. Change playing all this back and forth, we acting like a new thing. Hiding all the moves, always playing peekaboo, yeah. See you in the spot, can be my boo. And when I slide up to your side, you see how fast you move. Change playing all this back and forth, we acting like a new thing. Hiding all the moves, always playing peekaboo, yeah. Look into your eyes, I see a new thing. 6 foot, oh, you a 5'2". Thing look real bad, mean you look real cute. Thing, could you be a boo? Cause I wanna do a few things. Yeah, like take you to Paris to get matching outfits so we could wear 'em. Go to Red Lobster, then walking Lowe's just with my parents. Argue about nothing.
All right, right here is the first time I feel like the lead vocal sits exactly where I would want it mixed. And I feel like, listening to it, I think the lead vocal is the same volume throughout. Let me check.
Go to Red Lobster. Moves always playing like a new thing. Could you be a boo? Cause
Well, maybe they sound about the same, but I think here,
that one of the snacks in. Don't get offended so we could wear. Go to Red Lobster, then walking.
he's letting the music hit and then he's spitting. Then letting the music hit and then he's spitting. He's like cadencing off of the music, whereas in the beginning here, he's all up on the music, right on top of it, competing with all of those mid-range and low-end elements.
I can be my boo. And when I slide up to your side, you see how fast you move. Change playing all this back and forth, we acting like a new.
I think the lead vocal is just a hair perceptually too low here. I would turn it up maybe a dB and a half, or I would carve out a little bit more space for it to sit and be present. And also the 808 is pretty pumping on this. I don't think you need that much 808, but I'm not mad at it. Again, it's kind of like the Chris Howard thing. You could get a little more presence without it so heavy, but it's not bad. The other thing I wanted to mention is I noticed perceptually when you go from the intro to out of the intro. There's not enough of a lift. If you're going to keep the intro, then the intro's got to set it up, but then when the music drops, it's got to be more of a lift. So I'm going to try and maybe turn this down. Let's try 4 dB and let's see how that feels. See if it lifts more when it comes up. I think I could even go down another dB and be fine. Let's hear this. You know, the crazy thing is, that feels much better to me 5 dB down than it did before, but now the vocal almost sits a little bit better. I still would turn the vocal up, but perceptually it doesn't sound as buried because perceptually it sounds much louder than the intro already. So, all right. Couple things to think about there. Production wise, dope beat, dope flow, dope lyrics. Everything feels really good, but the flow started really catching me here when you let the music breathe and then you spit. Let the music breathe and then spit.
Like take you to Paris to get matching outfits so we could wear. Go to Red Lobster, then walking Lowe's just with my parents. Argue about nothing, cause that's really caring.
So you young producers and beat makers and artists and songwriters out there, pay attention to this. Learn to love the space. Don't feel like you need to crowd your productions with every sound imaginable. Productions tend to sound bigger when they have a fewer things. You don't typically make things sound bigger by stacking and layering sounds. You make every sound smaller to fit in to an overall picture. But But, you know, if you want like a big loud rock record, cut stereo guitars and turn those two guitars way the fuck up. And that's all you really need. That and drums and bass and a vocal, and you're going to have a big loud rock record. So learn to love the space. Learn to create space for the artist to have, so that they have a pocket to live in with your music. Great work, Dreamer. Let's see. I think I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna go to the next section. I have no idea how I'm doing on time. Okay. Okay, this is Joshua Schultz, Josh S., Dapth Productions, Sweet Dreams. So Josh, so before this, I did a lot of work on this, and I basically came to the conclusion that the vocals are just a little bit too bright in cutting, and there's not a ton I can do about it in mastering, but I'll show you kind of what I would do to calm this down a little bit. So I'm going to switch between, where is it? Boom. All right. The top one is unaffected, and the bottom one is my little bit of mastering. And if you notice, here we're on the blue. If you notice, the mastered one that I'm going to go to, I turned the waveform down 7.5 dB just so I could have room to work, carve it up, and turn it back up. And my main goal here was that the mix was just a little bit too bright in cutting in the mids and upper mids, and I feel like what I'm doing now on the overall mix, I would probably mostly do just on the vocals and rebalance them. This is mastered. Unmastered. Watch right here. So I turned Dragon Chain way the fuck down, tilted it slightly right, and just saturated the mix a little bit. You got to be super careful with the amount of saturation you use if you use Dragon Chain on the mix bus, but it can be just a beautiful saturator. And then, so if you see, turn the fader all the way down, saturate it a little bit, turn it all the way up. Boom. And then a little tilt and a little awaken on the haze airband. And then I went to the AMEC 200. This V-gain up here, my God, turn this V-gain shit off. The noise, bull. So always turn V-gain off on AMEC 200. I went to MS and I brightened up the middle a little bit, ducked the mid and side, and brought up a little bit of 1K. And then I also widened at 420. This is really mostly what I would do to smooth out the vocal. I think you need to apply like a wide cut around 4K, mostly on the lead vocal, and that will kind of rebalance it. It's just a little bit too narrow and piercing in the mid. I also think you could use a touch of low end, but right now you're a little over compressed and it's hard to get the low end to come back into. But on a production standpoint, I love the production. The production is super cool. So just smiley face it a little bit. All right, I think the next thing that we're going to go to, Nolan Monigold from the Chapter Room and That Most Recording Studios put together a virtual reality mixing with MetaQuest, and I will let Nolan tell you all about it. Fascinating stuff. Take it away.
'Tis the season for holiday gift giving, and we've all been hearing a lot about the new VR/AR headsets from Meta. Well, we spent some time with the MetaQuest 3, and here's what we thought. The Quest 3 dropped in the fall of 2023, and consumers are finally getting their hands on the first relatively decent and affordable AR pass-through headset. The Quest 3 provides a full-color, zero-latency pass-through that allows you to interact with the real world with extra content. For gaming, it has some really compelling experiences, but we're here for work. Meta Horizon Workrooms is a beta program that comes with the Quest 3, and it allows relatively seamless connectivity to your main rig computer. We can run sessions and mix in full pass-through mode, giving us way more monitor space. The best use case scenario is for mixing immersive music by solving two problems: physical screens causing the reflections, and locking your perspective to the front and center of the room. Now to the downsides. It's not super comfortable. For 15-minute sessions, totally fine. But after a mix session for 2 hours, my face was starting to get sore, and I had a wicked case of VR face. Don't get me wrong, it's impressive for its form factor, but with the future of displays coming down the line, it's probably worth waiting if pass-through is your goal. Overall, we loved the time that we spent with the MetaQuest 3. If you have some extra money laying around the holidays, it would make a really fun experience for everybody that you try it with. Coming in at around $500, it's a pretty darn good product for a fun time. For serious users, I'd stick around for a year or so and see what's coming down the line with just more comfortability for those long work sessions and the pure vividness for when you're reading those really detailed things in the video. Other than that, it's been a great time. Happy holidays. My name's Nolan Monigold. Back to you, Ken.
Mixing Night Mythbusters!
Don't do that.
Oh, are we live? Sorry, if we're live, we are back. Mythbusters! Okay, so we're starting a new segment, Mixing Night Mythbusters. So, you know, I get in sessions all the time to mix, and I see a lot of other people's rough mixes and things like that, and I just see this. Are we back now? All right. So we're starting a new segment on the show called Mixing Night Mythbusters. I'm here to dispel your audio myths, all of your mistakes that you guys are making that you think is correct. Somebody's got to come along and tell you, and that person is me tonight. So one of the big mistakes that I see young engineers make all the time is when they try to stereoize vocals. Okay, the big mistake is, you see I have, and then you pan the left and the right, and you think that that's now a stereo vocal. That is not a stereo vocal. That is a mono vocal that's going to be dead center and 3 dB louder than it was before.
I can't deny.
Hear how the low vocal is louder than the lead vocal right now, but it's coming straight from here, not from over here. So one way around this, what I do to stereoize vocals is Greenhouse. Why do you think I even made Greenhouse in the first place? It's my cheat code. It's to make my life easier, so I hope it makes your life easier as well. So this is a pretty awesome vocal spreader straight out the gate. We don't need any more saturation, but maybe I'll let you see Len the plant monster. Now, the watering can is a dry wet. Typically, when people think about the Haas effect, they think about one static thing. There's dry, and then there's a delayed, and that spreads things out. But the Haas effect is a wide range of different techniques and delay times and effects. And the way that I do the Haas effect with Greenhouse, when you pull the dry wet back a bit, you are adding center phase coherency back into your sound. So the watering can adds this and this as a new signal to the dry signal and spreads it out. And as you get all the way wet with the watering can, the center dry signal is now completely gone. As you start to back it off, let me get over here. As you start to back it off, your center of your mono channel starts coming back. Let me show you. So I'm going to start this vocal.
I can't deny that I like the fight. At least I got company when she's by my side.
I know I make killer tools. So all I'm doing here is fully wet, different delay times on each side. You can never match the same delays. They're always different. I went with Tulip, but Rose or Daisy would be fine modulators here. You don't even need modulation if you don't want it, but I like what Tulip does. And so now you need to make the choice of how wide do I want this backing vocal to sit. Right now it feels way too exposed and way too out front. I'm going to turn it down a little bit to start.
I can't deny that I like the fight. At least I got company when
I think it sits really nice there if I wanted it super wide, but as I pull the watering can back, the stereo image is going to collapse, and get more closer and closer to the lead vocal. So you can really set how wide you want your backing vocal to be against the lead, and you can kind of tuck it right under.
I can't deny that I like the fight. At least I got company when she's by my side. Late in the night, this girl in my mind, she keeps me company. I can't deny that I like the fight. At least I got company when she's by my side. Late in the night, this girl in my mind, she keeps me company. I can't.
So that's how to stereoize anything, really. Definitely don't do it the other way where you copy it and pan left and right. That is not stereo. Stop doing that. Tell your friends. All right, that has been Mixing Night Mythbusters. So I just wanted to give a very quick shout out once again to Time Magazine's Person of the Year, Are You Even Kidding Me Right Now, is Taylor Swift, the one and only. Geez, what a career she has had. This girl's only 34 years old. Can you imagine she's going to be making music for maybe another 50 or 60 years? Man, we don't deserve her. One of the true honors that I've gotten to work on 2 Taylor Swift albums. Congrats, Taylor. Meme time. I think, am I playing the meme in here, or are you guys playing it? I'll just fire it up here. So my good friend Dylan Wissing and Cooper Anderson at Making the Sound sent me this cranberry jelly shootout with the mics. This is hilarious. I think you can hear it in there. Their whole website is way deeper than that. That was just a fun holiday thing that they did. But let's see. Oh, you guys are playing it. Okay, you guys play it. So It's Mazzy's birthday for anybody who's tuning in late. Mazzy turns 11 years old today. Happy birthday, Maz. Marcus Manderson not playing. Let me see if I have it in there. Boom. Here we go. So sorry, I'm going to start this again. I'm going to go to Marcus Manderson, Mixing Night Man of Mystery, who has brought you stocking stuffers from his vacation in some remote location. Thank you very much, Marcus Manderson, for blessing us in this Christmas season while you're on vacay. Set audio. Whoa. And here we go.
Drunk and alone, traffic lights and the transmitter radio. I don't like the when they threw me in the car. I'll die. Drinks pouring, couldn't stop it. Turning out a slow dance into a mosh pit. Struck my head and I heard the locking. Told him that my first call. Was a crown Vic.
Check, check. Sorry about that. Oh, boy. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go back to Marcus Manderson, Mixing Night Man of Mystery. Sorry, everybody. We're working out the new kinks in the room. Here is Marcus Manderson, Mixing Night Man of Mystery, bringing you stocking stuffers.
What's good, Mixing Night family? This is Marcus Manderson, Mixing Night Man of Mystery, back with another Mixing Night Man of Mystery moment. In this Mixing Night Man of Mystery moment, we're going to talk all about stocking stuffers for the holiday season. Happy holidays to you from the Mixing Night Man of Mystery. We're going to get into it. We have a lot to cover. I'm also on vacation, so I don't have any holiday stuff around me, but let's get into it. Starting with Plugin Boutique. You want to start here. We're going to start with digital stocking stuffers. You want to start with Plugin Boutique when you're looking for plugins to get, because this is a great site where you get points for things that you buy, and you can put those points towards future purchases. And also they have a freebie every month. So if you buy a plugin, you can also pick a freebie for the month. Also want to start with Mixing Night Audio. If you don't have LOLCOMP, if you don't have Greenhouse, definitely go there now. Check out the stuff. Get you some merch also if you don't have the merch. So check out the plugins from Mixing Night Audio. Lyric Vids. If you are an artist and you want some high quality lyric videos, this is the #1 site for lyric videos. Again, we will include links in the Discord group as well. The high quality #1 site for lyric videos on the web. Definitely check them out. They work with all the big labels, but they also work with independent artists and independent labels as well. So check out Lyric Vids. There will be a link in the Discord. Next, we have Trailer Music Production from our friend Michael Moss. He released his course a few weeks ago, so definitely check out the course. I took the course, and the week after I took the course, I created 3 trailerizations. So it is a great course with actionable items that we can take to apply towards our music, especially if you want to get into trailer music. We have a free stuff. We're going to talk about some free plugins on this part. We have the free Steinway piano from 8DO. Check that out. You can download for free. You also have a free vinyl guitar. This is the second edition of the vinyl guitar from Echo Soundworks. We also have a free tube preamp from VPre 72 from Fuse Audio Lab. So definitely check that out. We also have a free way to collaborate online with our fellow collaborators with Muse Sessions. Check that out. You have a free sub which had 30 cutting edge bass sounds from Notonic. We also have a free plugin from our good friends over at Slate Digital called Heatwave, saturation, distortion type sound. We also have some freebies from Sundascore. We've talked about Sundascore in the past. They've released the Saw, which is the new freebie there, and also Warhorns, which is a new freebie there. We have the Crow Hill Company, a new company releasing freebies every month or so, it seems like. They also have some paid plugins, but definitely check out the freebies. We also have Universal Audio Luna, which is a digital audio workstation that is now free for Mac only. Hopefully they'll come over to PC, but it is free on Mac currently, so definitely check that out. Then Valhalla has a number of free instruments. We've talked about the Valhalla effects in the past, but now they have added 2 new modules to Supermassive. Their plugins are incredible. Definitely check them out. Next, we're going to talk about some actual hardware gear that you can put into your actual stocking, not the digital stocking. We're going to start with the portable SSD from Samsung, the T7 series. The T5 is also great. You can get anywhere from 1 terabyte to 4 terabytes, ranging from about $100 to about $250. Sometimes you can catch them on sale, so be on the lookout for holiday sales for these incredible hard drives for more space. Then we're going to talk about headphones. So we have the MDR 7506 from Sony. I see these in almost like every studio I go into. Definitely check out the Sony MDR 7506. We also have the Sennheiser HD series. The HD 280 Pro is a good one that I've seen. There's also the HD 500 series and the HD 600 series. And of course, we can't leave the headphone discussion without talking about the Odyssey headphones. This is the LCD-X you see there for $1,200. So these are premium headphones for your premium stocking stuffer, but they are high quality, and you see Ken use these on Mixing Night, and you've heard Ken talk about these in the past also. So definitely check out their headphones. And then let's jump over to some sites that you should be looking at for some great deals throughout the holiday season, including Sweetwater. Of course, you see a giveaway pop up right there. We also have Musician's Friend. You see a deal right there. And then we have Zounds. I don't know exactly how to say it, but check out Zounds also. And then finally, last but not least, Guitar Center. There's a lot more out there. There's a lot more resources out there, a lot more free plugins, a lot more stocking stuffers and discounts. So be on the lookout over the next few weeks. That is it for the Man of Mystery moment in 2023. Thank you to Ken, to Lori, to Mazzy, to Dom, to the whole team. And thank you to you for the support over the last few years and definitely over this year. Have a happy holiday season. Again, this is Marcus Manderson, Mixing Night Man of Mystery, and we will see you next year. All right. Peace.
Marcus Manderson, Mixing Night Man of Mystery. Thank you again. Love your segments. Enjoy vacation and Merry Christmas, my friend. Let's see. I think we're going to do the gold clip giveaway right now. So I think we don't have this exactly worked out, but I believe the guys are going to show you the random spinner picker down there. At 8 o'clock, we put up a fresh link to enter the gold clip giveaway, and we just closed the link, so if you didn't enter, then I'm sorry. Next time, we'll give away something else. Hopefully it's cool. And let's pick a winner if you guys are ready, and then just tell me who the winner is, and we'll announce it. Here we go. Oh, they're not ready yet. You know, Ryan Schwab is the owner of Schwab Digital. He created Gold Clip. And he's a mastering engineer as well. So if you need a mastering engineer, reach out to Ryan. He's a great guy, super talented, and somehow he figured out how to perfectly model the legendary Lavery Gold clipper on the Lavery A to D, which it's like an $8,000 box. It's ridiculous. And you see a Lavery Gold in every mastering engineer or every mastering studio on earth, and he figured out how to get that exact sound into a plugin. Very well done, Ryan. If you saw the show last month in November, I showed you guys a bunch of like best practices for Gold Clip and how I'm using it. I think I used Gold Clip on the New Jeans mix that I just did. So there's that. And of course I used a ton of LOLCOMP and Greenhouse on the all the vocals are gently compressed with LOLCOMP on the New Jeans mix. I think mostly the LOL chain, but a couple of them I went to either Peacock or Panda. Can't remember. Panda's usually my 808 chain. So if I want to push hard into something, like if I have an 808 and it like falls off and I want it to just be solid, and just put Panda on it and dial it up until it just, I mean, it's instantly going to feel solid to you. It just solidifies your low end and just keeps it right where you want it. And if it doesn't drop off early enough, you just back off a little bit and you just find that sweet spot. If you want to really buzz up your 808s and get that really driven sound, just keep going to the right on Panda, and it's going to push right into beautiful saturation for 808s. Let's see. While what are we waiting on, guys? The spinner. Can I play Lori's Night Before Christmas? So my beautiful wife, Lori Lewis, who I adore, writes a Christmas poem every year, Lori's Night Before Christmas, and I'm going to play it for you now. And thank you very much, my love. Here it is.
Mixing Night Before Christmas, we're all in the stew. It's finally complete now. Thank goodness. Phew. The speakers configured to a 914 spec, arranged around the room, such immersive new tech. Overhead projectors stitched right together, displaying media for your visual pleasure. And then, just like that, Ken starts the show, sprint mixing a song under the lights aglow. The birthday girl Mazzy makes her appearance, begging for goodies with such perseverance. DAW tricks are shared to increase your proficiency, and questions are answered by Ken brilliantly. Ken's always willing to share his knowledge with you to help you succeed and maybe have a breakthrough. Dom is the best, John and Nolan kick ass. They all deserve a heartfelt gracias. Muchas gracias and dankeschön. To our man of mystery, a shout out is due. Thank you, Marcus, for always bringing something new. Last but not least, the Mixing Night community. None of this is possible without your continued loyalty. Best wishes to you and yours. May your season be bright. Happy holidays to all, and to all a great mixing night.
Thank you, Lori Lewis, co-founder of Mixing Night, for bringing us the night before Christmas once again. We're getting into the holiday cheer here. Like I said earlier, we moved back to my hometown area of Ohio and back close to family and friends again, and familiar areas. And you know, I spent 29 years to the day in the New York City area, to the day, literally. And I love that city. It's great, but I don't miss it. I probably don't miss it because I've already been back like 4 times to work. I mean, it's like an hour flight. So, you know, anytime I need to be back in New York, it's a cheap flight. I can just book it a week in advance, and I can be there and get an Airbnb for a night or two, and I'm straight back. It is super convenient. Loving it. How are we looking on the giveaway? Oh, okay, you're showing the spinner. Who's gonna win? Gold clip, gold clip, gold clip, gold clip, gold clip. You can't call me. I'm on Do Not Disturb. Text me. Gold clip, gold clip, gold clip, gold clip, gold clip, gold clip. Who's gonna win gold clip? Oh, hey! Gold clip is won by Ryan Kelly, 231 at Gmail. Woo woo! Ryan, you won gold clip. And I don't think I've shown you yet, but I think I'm critiquing your song next. So, man, it is your night, Ryan. Congratulations. And you get gold clip from Schwab Digital. Please, I'll send you a code tomorrow. And you can download it off their site and enter the code. After you have put it through its paces, please report back to Mixing Night and let us know how you're doing with your new toys. Congratulations, and thank you very much, Schwab Digital, for collaborating with us on that. Super cool. And I'm going to go to the second half of critiques. And I think I've got Ryan's either queued up next or coming up. Let's see, where's critiques? Boom. Mazzy, you are going to town on that bone. Can we see Mazzy up on the wall? I don't think we've seen all the Mazzy panels on the wall yet. And I'm about to show you Kenny Wayne Alexander. Are we ready for that? No problem. Can we put Mazzy up on the walls? And can we play the Kenny Wayne art? Listen to that birthday girl going ham on that ham bone. She is a happy clam. This girl's 11 years old. She walks me every day. If she doesn't give me a walk, she is like mad all day at me. She will pout and she will try and lead me to the door all day until I walk her, which has been the biggest blessing of my life because this girl has kept me so healthy. It's been ridiculous. Oh, she is just such a joy. And she really is her own woman, man. She's got a big personality. So she's got a big bone to chew through right there. All right, we did Josh S. Next, I think we're going to the 10%. So the 10% did kind of I think it's a reimagination of You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, featuring McFarley. And I did a lot of mastering work on this as well. Let me make these bigger. When you see the mute go, when that's unmuted, where am I? Yeah, when that's unmuted, it's unmastered, and when that's unmuted, it's mastered. So top unmastered, bottom mastered. So we'll start with the top, and then we'll A-B. And you'll see, again, I do this when I master quite a lot because mixes come in super hot and give you no room to work as a mastering engineer. So I just clip gain it down this 4.6 dB just to give myself a little bit of headroom, and let's A-B.
Unkind, you're the key to my peace of mind. You make me feel like a natural woman.
I took all my stuff off and I'm going to do it from scratch. Okay, I like this already. So I've already been through all of the processing in this, so I kind of have a pretty good idea of what I want to do. But I'm going to start with my favorite EQ in the world, which is the Pultec Pro Legacy, if I can ever find it here. Boom. There isn't an update from the Legacy. The reason I like this is they have both Pultecs stacked together. It's super easy to, see both of them. It's the same concept as LOLCOMP. It's everything in one place. All the controls that I need are right in front of me, and I can just look at everything and take it in and just adjust in real time. So let's do that. Let's just have a little bit of fun and see how effective Pultec Pro Legacy from UAD is at opening this mix up. One of my favorite things about any Pultec is how the low frequency, 60 or 100, is a go-to for me. When you're just a little bit thin on the ass end of your mix, and you start opening it up like this, you'll notice not only do the kick and the bass get bigger, but the vocal gets warmer, and the piano gets warmer, and everything just feels a little bit bigger and more beautiful and lush. Let's check it out.
Unkind, you're the key to my peace of mind.
That's almost +3 at 60 hertz on just the bottom, and that's what it's doing. Listen to the vocal. Listen to how rich the vocal gets.
Unkind, you're the key to my peace of mind. You make me feel.
So that's the first thing you got to understand, that these Pultecs are super wide bands. This EQP1A, you know, the center or the top of the shelf is right there, but it extends down way into, like, I don't know how high it goes up, probably at least a 1K. And then same with the top. When you're boosting the top, it's a shelf up, but it dips down gradually, so you're boosting a wide swath with just this. And let's open up the top end and see what we got. Now, when I EQ, I'll do this with the top end. I kind of overboost, and then I look for the most musical frequencies. What is resonating with me the best? That I'm like, oh, that sounds better. That's how I'm listening. Broad bandwidth. I like doing broad strokes with Pultecs.
Unkind, you're the key to my peace of mind. You make me feel like a natural woman. Yes, you make me feel like a natural woman.
All I'm doing is adjusting the EQP1A. That's the only change at all, and it does that much to your mix bus. Just incredible. Now, it's a little bit piercy in the mid-range, so I might go to 3 or 4K and dip this mid-range dip here. MEQ5 is a mid-range EQ. Boost, cut, boost, peak, dip, peak. And EQP1A is a low-high shelf. Boost attenuation, bandwidth, and then frequency selects. When I was a young engineer, I looked at a Pultec and I was like, why would anybody use that? It's got, I mean, it barely does anything. Like, I can't adjust anything. I can't get in between frequencies. I can't narrow I can't do it. And I'm like, now that I have mixed records for 32 years and I understand that this shapes sound in really beautiful and magical ways. Now I get the magic of Pultecs now, and the less is more of record making is all about Pultecs. Now let's hear the lower mid band, because this is one of my favorite EQ bands. I just scroll through these bands and I see what resonates best with me with a bit of boost.
Unkind, you're the key to my peace of mind. You make me feel like a natural woman. Yes, you make me feel like a natural woman. When my soul was in the lost and found, you came along to claim it. I didn't know just what was wrong with me till your kiss helped me name it. Now I'm no longer doubtful of what I'm living for. And if I make you happy, I don't need to do no more. You make me feel like a natural woman.
I'm just looking for what brings more music out. I want to make sure that I preserve the beauty and the focus of the vocal. So that's always on my mind. But I'm just looking for, what is this EQ bringing to me that maybe I didn't even know was there. Like when I talk about 3D EQ, most of the time I think that's complete bullshit, except for this, because it pulls things into the mix in ways that I just didn't even know they were there. Listen to like these lower mid bands.
Unkind, you're the key to my peace of mind. You make me feel like a natural woman. Yes, you make me feel.
Hear how each of those bands emphasizes kind of a different instrument. Like the 200 really emphasizes the boom bap of the kick snare. You know, the keys are kind of on the 500, the bass is sitting around the 300, the vocals in the 701K. Really fascinating the way this kind of grabs things and brings more life into them.
You're the key to my peace of mind.
Okay, so I think I got my EQ dialed in, and now I'm just going to give it a little bit of extra push. Let me show you that music hack. Let's see, where is it? Music Hack Master Plan. I've used this on a few mixes. It's simple, which is what I love. I'm a simple person. So it's already set to a brick wall of 0.1 dB, which is always where I set my brick wall. That's plenty to avoid streaming distortion, but I would definitely set it to 0.1. And then you just, so I need to open up. You all right, Maz? FGX2, just so I can see my mastering meter, see where my RMS lands. Let me put that underneath it. So you'll be able to see the RMS meter right down there.
Unkind, you're the key to my peace of mind. You make me feel like a natural woman. Yes, you make me feel like a natural woman.
That's pretty darn good. I think, you know, a record like this that's kind of like adult contemporary jazz leaning, you don't need to push as hard as a pop record. It needs to breathe a little bit more. So if you're up into -8s on the RMS, it's probably a little bit too pushed. I'm looking for like mid-9s to 10 on something like this. You don't want to assault the listener's eardrums. You know, this is meant to kind of just be a gentle listen.
Unkind, you're the key to my peace of mind. You make me feel like a natural woman. Yes, you make me feel like a natural woman. When my soul was in the lost and found, you came along to claim it. I didn't know just what was wrong.
Yeah, that's pretty simple to dial in. Now you notice I felt it was a little bit too pushed when it was still hitting -8s, and I felt like as soon as I dialed it back to mid-9s and -10s on the RMS in the chorus during the loudest section, that the musicality of it all came back, and it didn't feel kind of too forced or too pushed. It just felt like it was riding the way that the musicians hopefully intended it for it to hit your eardrums. So hopefully that helps you. I'm going to do one more, and then I think that's probably going to be the end of the show. I'm gonna do right now. I want to play the artwork of Alexander, his 3-minute art gallery that we put together. Unfortunately, as it's without his music, but I do want you to see his brilliant artwork in high res on your screen. So let's roll that right now, and then I'll come back and do 2 more critiques. Oh, we did? Oh, okay. We did. So straight back to critiques. We're back, baby. Oh my God. It feels like we were gone for 3 minutes, didn't it? But we weren't. We straight back. Maz, birthday girl, how you doing? You're a good girl, sweetie. That girl. Adorable. Let's see. Okay, the next one we have is from Ryan Kelly. Congrats on winning Gold Clip, Ryan. This is Enoch. So I think you produced and engineered and mixed this. Might have written it, I can't remember. And you wanted to see if there were any improvements to make. Let's just do a little bit of listening first.
I'm back on the road again, okay, I'm fucking with hoes again. I'm sick to my stomach, give me one more round, I think I might pull again. I don't even drink, I'm missing myself, I just want my soul again. So fuck it, I roll again. I fuck with these bitches, they don't fuck with me, They just up and they leave, I know I ain't perfect, who working with me, Need someone to believe in myself, I'm all that I need, It's just me and my demons, I'm wearing my heart on my sleeve, Stab it up, leave me bleeding. I don't need no love, hit the streets. Go give me some money, go eat. For one bitch, I think I need 3. I'm a bachelor, now I'm a tweak. No, I don't need you checking for me. No cuddling, fuck me and leave. My problems can't solve them for me. Don't want no attention, I never go seek. Man, I never go seeking.
All right, dope mix. I think your mastering levels are dialed in really well. You could push it a little bit hotter, but you don't need to. And I think the vocal is just a touch thin. I'd probably slap LOLCOMP or a distressor on it and give it a little more squeeze with a medium slow attack and a fast release. And so I would use Kangaroo Chain if I used LOLCOMP. And see if I can give the vocal just a little bit more attack and push and energy, but I think it's got enough. I'm not mad at it at all. I would try a little bit more like low bottom, the way that Pultec brings out. You can just try a Pultec on the lead vocal by itself, and that 60 hertz or 100 hertz is going to warm that vocal up really nicely. That top end is going to open it up beautifully. So I gotta say, my very first impression of this record was that the intro didn't catch me at all. The sounds feel kind of unmixed and disjointed and not really well gelled together. And then it goes into this completely different section, and then the vocal comes in. As soon as the vocal drops, I'm fucking in it. And again, I would probably, if I was the producer in a TikTok world, even if you're not trying to push to TikTok, people's attention spans are fucking gone, and you're not Drake yet. So when you're trying to catch new ears, get to it. You can give them an intro, sure, but you don't have to give them an intro. You can go straight.
My heart got froze again. My heart got froze again.
I would probably start it a cappella, just my heart got, and then everything comes in, froze again.
My heart got froze again. I'm back on the road again, okay, I'm fucking with hoes again. I'm sick to my stomach, give me one more round, I think I might pull again.
Because to me, if I'm a new listener who's never heard this and I've got no attention span anymore, I'm going to lock right in with that vocal, and I'm going to ask myself, do I like it? Do I not like it? And that's the only question. Like, does this resonate with me? Does this catch me? Or am I skipping? But if I started from here, I have to really be into it. I have to want to hear that music, and probably that means I have got to be a fan of that artist. And, you know, I hate that music is like this nowadays. It didn't used to be. We used to be able to produce 4.5 minute songs and they sounded normal, like completely normal. Now, 2 minutes, 2.5, 3 minutes tops is like a long song. It's weird, but that's kind of the way it is nowadays. Doesn't have to be for everything, but I would get to it with this one. I don't feel like the intros are doing you so much magic that they're not worth reworking and shortening significantly or getting rid of completely. I think the rest of the mix sounds great. No real problems with it. You mentioned worrying about the low end. I think the low end is dialed in really well. If you want the low end to just be a little bit more solid and just like be under there and like rock or rumble for a little bit, put LOLCOMP Panda on it and just give it a little bit of squeeze and you'll hear it just solidify. And the thing about compressing 808s is it changes the feel of your record. So for better or worse, you just have to pay attention to how it feels. So because there's a difference between the way an 808 drops off steadily and the way that feels, and compressing that same 808 and making it really rumble underneath and then drop off suddenly. And sometimes making it rumble underneath is exactly what the record needs. Sometimes if you do that as a mixer, you ruin the feel of the record. And the artist is like, bro, what the fuck did you do? It's like they're not going to understand what they don't like about the record. They're just going to know like, oh, the feel of what I used to love is completely changed now. Hey, you. I know it's your birthday, but... This dog. So hopefully those are some good suggestions for you. We are going to the last one. Marvelous Mixing Night. Brought to us by J Mikes and The Well, who is the guy that sent this to me. You guys must tag. You've got to tag your files. None of you guys tagged except for maybe Dapth Productions did, but I don't know who Dapth Productions is compared to the email that was sent. So whenever you're sending something to somebody, if you're submitting to a record label or a manager or somebody like that, a streaming service, somebody you want to playlist you or something, you gotta have your artist name, the song title, and if you're sending an MP3, embed your metadata so that they can find you. Your contact info, the lyrics, all of that stuff should be in the MP3 when it goes out, so that if somebody loves what you sent, they can find you again through the melee of stuff that they get on a daily basis. And because I would have to go into sleuth mode to go back a month from now and find these records. So when they're gone, they're gone. But if I knew the name of it, I could go straight to it. Anyway, lecture over. Here is when I. That's right. Go lay down. Come on. Lay down. Lay down. I know. See, you're getting all bent out of shape. Lay down. Lay down. Go on there. Happy birthday, girl. She's about to get super unruly on me. So when I listened to this, when he sent it in, the first thing I said was, I reached back out and I said, turn up the all vocals 3 dB and send it back. And this is a rough mix. I'm not judging the mix, but I'm judging the production and the song, and the vocals were buried. Let me play you the difference between the original and the new mix with the vocals up 3 dB. Let's see. This is the original. Where's my... Now back. Okay. So I wanted him to raise all the vocals 3 dB just so I could even hear the lyric and hear how it's interacting with everything. Because even though he doesn't want me to judge the mix, this is a production in progress. It's not there yet. Whenever I'm producing, and always have, and whenever I've been a tracking engineer for a producer, I've always worked with a solid rough mix on my desk. So, that I usually leave the mix bus untreated so that you don't incur latency. So if you want to go back into recording mode immediately, you can. But otherwise, I'm always working with the most solid rough mix that I can work with, mostly just with balances and maybe a little bit of processing. If you don't work that way, you don't know how far along your production is, and you don't really know what you have. And I think one thing that I would do with this production is play the what can we mute game. And the what can we mute game is you go to a section, let's pick the chorus, and you loop, say, 8 bars of the chorus. I'll just do that much for now. And you just loop it, and I'm saying it, the full multi-track of the entire mix session, every single track at your disposal. And say you loop 8 bars of the chorus. And just one track at a time, you just mute and unmute. Not like, the snare drum, but like the second or third guitar, the harmony vocals, the tambourine, the piano, the bass, the whatever. Mute things, bring things in and out one at a time, give it a full listen with something muted, and ask yourself, better or worse? Do I need this instrument in here? Or am I just layering this in because I know how to layer music, I'm a musician, and I know that this harmony line goes with this, and if I put these 3 guitar tracks in, they're all going to go together. But the listener See, that's how the listener takes it. The listener's like, this is too much. I can't absorb all of this information coming at me. There are too many different sound sources. My brain can't sort them out. And, you know, a lot of listeners just go into like, well, I don't like it. And they don't know why they don't like it, but really they don't like it is because their brain and their ears can't sort out what they're hearing because you didn't play the What Can We Mute game. So with this, let's see what I... So it feels like you're guitar soloing through the entire first chorus. If you're going to guitar solo at all, save it for the outro. The first chorus should be the sing-along. The first chorus should be really easy for the listener to go, oh, that's what the song's about. It's marvelous to make you tonight. And I don't want to think about anything else. And if I have an electric guitar just jamming in my ear playing random shit, that takes me away from the melody. That's distracting me from what I'm supposed to be getting established as a listener, the hook. So first thing I would probably mute is that busy guitar, and there's probably some underneath paddy, like keyboard kind of stuff. It sounds like there's just a lot of dense information in there. Strip it out. I think you're going to find that it moves and breathes, and the drums and bass and guitars work and keys work much better together when there's fewer of them locked in together. It's going to sound clearer. It's going to sound bigger. The vocals are going to sit perfectly, and you're going to have a much cleaner production is not the right word. Less messy production. You know, a new listener just wants to be, you know, a song like this, they want to sing along and be transported. Lift up your glass and just rock out with you. And if they can't understand what they're singing, then they're not going to sing along, and they're going to be like, but if you give them that hook one time so that they can hear it, then you can clutter up the rest of the, you know, the second and third hook a little bit more, add another layer, and, you know, and grow the production over time. But don't give them the whole cow straight out the gate. Okay, I think that's enough of that. But super fun song. I really like this one. And I think we're going to wrap this up. We started late. We're probably running a little bit over 2 hours, but this was the Christmas show. We miraculously pulled it together. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Oh, we have Jamie Scott Heatlie to close the show. Yes! So, I've Never Seen a White Christmas, performed by Cliff Sims on that we did on the Sprint Mix. The year that we put that out, which was, I think, 2 Christmases ago, friend and Mixing Night community member Jamie Scott Heatlie did an acoustic vocal cover of it, and we just found it captivating, and I think it's probably going to close our Christmas shows forever. So thank you all for joining us tonight. We love the new place. We love it here. The staff has been awesome. We've been growing the staff, and Mixing Night is really coming up in the world. And let's play Jamie Scott Heatlie, Never Seen a White Christmas. Good night and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll see you January 3rd for the All About Atmos show. Holy cow. So before we play Jamie Scott Heatlie, the January 3rd show is all about Atmos. I have to stream from YouTube. Okay. Hey, you. The January 3rd show is all things Atmos. It is going to be 2 hours of, if you don't know this, you're going to have a serious level up before the end of the night. It's going to be really awesome. And I'm going to have a bunch of my high-level super Atmos nerd friends chiming in with us. Scott Heatlie, never White Christmas. See if I can find this. Come on now. Is this? Well. Found it. Mazzy. Relax, Mazzy. Hey, Maz. Come on, Maz. Relax, bae. Are you guys hearing that in the control room? I'm not hearing it. Come on. Where is it? I think I'm going to have to reset Dante again. Oh, there it is. Can you guys hear that?
He blessed us last year with a cover version of it, which we closed last year's Christmas show with. It is such a beautiful version. I hope you guys appreciate it. I'm going to say my Merry Christmas and good night and happy mixing night to you. Thank you for joining us this year. It has been such a phenomenal experience doing the show. And
that was Blanket Fort. Look at the old Blanket Fort. Can you even believe how far we've come in a year?
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
So, Merry Christmas to Ken, Laurie, Dom, Marcus, and the rest of the mixing team. Have a good one. This is for you guys. I wish it was 20 below. We could make angels in the snow. On Christmas I keep wishing we could build Frosty, that he wouldn't stay. Another snowman melts away to his grave on Christmas. Winter wishing, and I'm dreaming from my TV screen. I've never seen a white Christmas. I always feel like I'm missing out. I've never seen Santa's sleigh, only got sunny days where it's evergreen. I've never seen a white Christmas. It's at the top of my wish list. Always been far away from them cold winter days, and I wish it were free. Umbrellas and boots in the rain. I'd rather a scarf and ice skates on Christmas. Winter wishing, sipping hot cocoa with fires ablaze. Would Santa please turn all my bees into A's on Christmas? And my only good list, and I'm dreaming from my TV screen. I've never seen a white Christmas. I always feel like I'm missing out. Never seen Santa's sleigh, only got sunny days where it's evergreen. I've never seen a white Christmas. It's at the top of my wish list. Always been far away from them cold winter days. I wish it were free. He's got mama and papa, my sisters and brothers. No snow in the sky, but we've all got each other. The best gift of Christmas is family. and it's all I've ever known, and it's so much better than snow. I've never seen a white Christmas. I always feel like I'm missing out. I've never seen Santa's sleigh, only got sunny days where it's evergreen. I've never seen a white Christmas. It's at the top of my wish list. Always been far away from them cold winter days. I wish it were free. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. And Merry Christmas, everybody, and happy birthday, Mazzy. Our little bitch is all out of sorts right now. And we will see you in 2024, January 3rd, for the All Things Atmos show. Have a great year, everybody, and good night. Thanks for joining us for Mixing Night.